But
Okay.
I agree with her because when you submit, and that's something I really want to do a segment on for women who submit spiritually. When you submit, like I said, you submit spiritually. So when I was dating the good brokey, it's like he wouldn't even tell me where my money was going
Why
to,
can't
but
he
I
just
kind
be
of
a good
already knew
man?
where he
Damn.
wanted me to be.
Why we
No.
gotta
Wait, let me finish.
Good brokey.
God damn.
When I was dating the good brokey, and that's the person with the mission, the person that was executing, the
God
person that had a
damn.
plan, the person that had it listed out, the person that was taking initiative, that person. My brain, when I was working, I had no fear about where my money was going to. I didn't. I always had the ambition to work. He always supported it. I didn't feel like me having a certain amount of money in him didn't affect his confidence. It didn't. But when I dated the opposite, no matter how much I would lift him and how much he would succeed, went from nothing to a degree, and he doing this and he doing that. He was doing it because I was just basically suggesting it. They weren't his suggestions. So it's like
What's
almost
wrong with that?
because I became stagnant spiritually. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a natural thing. When you submit to a man, he got to have some type of mission, whether it's being a good father, whether it's a rapper, where it's this or that.
You
He has
just
to
you
have
just know
some
you
type
just
of mission in his head. And when I was started submitting, now I'm asking questions that's offending him, or now I'm
died.
stepping in places that
You literally just named off things that basically stated that he was doing better, even though because you were telling him to.
the viz he wasn't. But think about it. Once I told him to do that, because he didn't have a vision of getting a job in that career field. You go what I'm saying? He didn't know what he wanted to do in that career field. Just because I offered it and said, okay, this is something you good at, try it. He still got to have a vision to say, I want to take this to this place.
That's
I
why
Wait,
want to
you
take
have a
wait,
this that
plan.
wait.
far. You know what I'm saying? And
No,
without, yeah,
I,
that's what I'm saying.
I understand that, but that comes with exposure. Most people can't be what they don't see. So if he was
And I
able
will
to
offer that, like,
just
go to these places.
just
But if that's
let me
not where his
finish.
heart at, he's not gonna do it. You know
But
what I'm saying?
you said
That's just where I saw him at. But maybe that's not what he really wants to do. So he's not making as much effort. Like, he was getting those opportunities, but wasn't using those opportunities the way he was supposed to, if that makes any sense. He's not putting as much
that
time as he's supposed to, because it was my idea. It wasn't
was
his vision. It wasn't his mission, if that
was
makes
he
sense.
was he doing but you said he was doing it though, right?
To get through school. But when it came to after school and once the diploma was got, it's like he got it to be like, oh, I did it. But that's not what he wanted to do. So when it came down to putting time into it and putting effort and initiative, I kept having to say, well, are you doing this? Are you, like, he wasn't taking initiative no more. And he had the resources. You just graduated from the school. So, in college, you can ask them to place you, especially that first year. They can give you what's that called? Not scholarships, not networking, but when you internships, they give you internships.
Right.
And he wasn't taking the internship seriously. He wasn't taking the opportunity seriously. Even the teacher ended up coming back telling him, like, he was like, I want to get paid. And she was like, why would I pay you when you haven't been consistent as long as these people I'm paying? Finish out your internship. And I feel like he was being like kind of entitled, because like, well, I graduated, not this, but it's like it wasn't his mission. You know what I'm saying? That's like,
Well,
but then when
that
he
just
started
sounds
on
like he lazy then. That's
Or
just
it sounded like he was doing it for her
just to keep
as
me, yeah,
opposed right, as
for
opposed to
himself,
figuring
like,
out what it is he wanted for his life.
right.
So in order to keep her, I guess, satisfied or in the relationship or prove to her that he's moving forward, he invested time and energy in something in a direction that he really didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I
just
just
because it was better than the direction he was going at first, if that makes any
He
sense.
had no mission.
Yeah.
that's the thing.
He had no
If
mission.
there's no
Yeah.
plan, it's hard to
Yeah.
follow. You weaning it. No one wants to wean in life. No one wants to go to the corner and don't know what's around. Although that's life, but who wants to be with someone who says, I'm gonna go to school, then after school, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go to school with no, I want to know, map it out. People thrive, their love build up when you give them, we're going to turn here, we're going to turn left, we're going to turn B, we're going to turn. People thrive off that because they know what's coming. A lot of people don't like surprises or to figure it out. Like who wants to figure it out? At least if you give them a plan, it's easy for I'm just saying my experience, like Miss Taken said, I'm just going by my experience. I am the male dominant in my relationships, period. I am the lion's chair. I'm the provider. The women submit to me, but I am a person who always have a plan. So it's easy for these women to submit to me or to jump on my bandwagon because I have a plan. Now, and when I was younger, dating, I didn't have a plan, so it struggled. So what I do know for sure that by being a woman and dating a woman, women thrive off a plan. Period. They need to know where they're going, how we gonna get there. Drive them to the spot that you want to own the McDonald's. You may not have the money, but you're working on the credit. You're going to take over here. I'm going to buy this building, baby. Then I'm going to buy this. Women thrive off that.
No, the hell they don't. Y'all just talked about the acrimony movie.
No.
And that's exactly what he was doing.
Just going clean over your head. I am saying.
No, it ain't. No,
okay.
I'm just fucking with
saying,
you.
Okay,
I'm just fucking with you.
Okay.
But,
okay. I would say no.
But I'm saying though, if everyone was using that movie as a reference, right? Mm-hmm. That's literally what he was doing, and she still
did he have a true plan?
Yes.
Okay, he had a plan and he was working towards it every single day, even while sometimes working a part.
As a fool.
But like we were saying, that was her fault. Everybody didn't say that though, Viz. Right. I even stated that was her fault. She put herself in that situation.
Now that was her fault. Now
that was her
married someone else.
No, somebody on here said it wasn't. I can't remember who it was. Somebody.
Well, I think part of the problem, and I haven't seen the movie, but just getting bits and pieces from what y'all are saying. I think a lot of times what happened, and I'm gonna say with men only because that was kind of what y'all was saying with the movie, is that, and I see it sometimes here, even in my house with certain things that my husband do. Men have difficulty multitasking, right? So when they have tunnel vision, even when it comes to career or a dream, right? That sometimes they don't know how to balance between working towards their dream, but also making sure they take care of the needs of the family, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like all in this dream, and they're pouring time, energy, effort into the dream while on the back end neglecting the other things that the women in the relationship are needing, right? So if as a woman it's like, okay, we'll help you support your dream, but if you're pouring everything into that, I'm not getting poured into. Not only am I not getting poured into, I'm also pouring into you while you're working towards this dream and my needs aren't being met. Right. And then doing that for 15 years, no, y'all said 20 years. After 20 years, it does come to a breaking point, even if he makes it. In that time, in that space, in that moment, she reached her breaking point because while he was pouring into their dream for 20 years, she was not getting poured back into in them 20 years. No, right? That's the thing. A lot of times women are looking for men. We're not saying don't go after your dreams. Go ahead, go after it. But if you have responsibility of a family, you have to make sure that you are pouring into them as well. So even if you're going to your dreams, you may have to work at 25% of the time, but then you're working and you're hustling on the back end to take care of your family 75% of the time. So I think that's the part, like knowing how to find that balance, work towards your dream, but also taking care of primary responsibility instead of putting all of that on your significant other while you just get to focus on that one thing.